Hi, my name is Kaylee Carrico, and this is my self-portrait. The other day, I was talking to my friend, and they were talking about that video where the kid goes, "Who are you?" And it got me thinking, who am I, really? And I had this self-portrait project I have to do, but do I even know who I am? I began to think about, how do you describe a person? Where do you start with that? What makes up a person? I don't even know where to begin to describe myself. I decided to walk around my school and get some answers to these questions that I had.
Can you say your name and position at Santa Rosa?
Yeah, I'm Mrs. Chapman and I teach 10th grade English.
My name is Carla Galicia and I am a Spanish teacher for Red Track High School, and I also give red track and white track workshops.
My name is Eduardo Paez, or Mr. Paez, and I'm the chemistry teacher for Santa Rosa for grades 10, 11, and 12.
So for my project, I'm making a self-portrait, and I'm supposed to be describing who I am as a person. But I began to think about, how do you describe a person? I normally start with hobbies and other things, but I wanted to see what other people thought. So how do you describe a person?
When I describe a person, I usually start with their identifying information, like their name, and then I usually describe them by their physical traits, like what color hair they have, like eye color, or style of clothes that they wear.
I suppose I tend to describe their personality. I guess it's a lot of character traits. Like I would say, like, oh, that person is really sweet, or oh yeah, or that person is really like an overachiever or something like that. So not necessarily. I always try to start with a positive, I suppose, even if it's. I don't know that I would describe anybody in like a really negative way, but if I have a student that maybe is emotional problems or something like that, where it comes off as maybe angry or they don't care or anything like that, even then I try to find something positive about them or try to build that connection so that I can see, like, okay, where that is coming from, and try not to take it as personal.
The easiest point for someone new is hobbies or interests. So you start by peeking, maybe there's a connection there with getting to know someone, where it's like, okay, what are the things that kind of drive you or motivate you on a professional/personal level, so both, or if they overlap, even better. Then it depends really on how deep you want to get to know the person. Is it something where you want to keep it light, like what's your favorite color, maybe what movies you like to watch, things like that. Or if you want to get deep, you can talk about the things that they don't maybe necessarily share with everyone. It's like, maybe what are your fears, what are your worries? You can always ask about how your day is going. It all depends, because it's one, situational. Humans are complex in so many ways. We have so many layers. Many of those layers change over time. So I would say picking some of the more deep-rooted things is great, personally, because you can also see over time how those change. Like for myself, I've always been terrified of actually speaking in front of people and the camera, and teaching has actually helped me get past those fears, and I feel like now those are skill sets that I'm proud of in myself. So I think that, again, is an important way of looking at yourself. What are the things that drive you in a positive way, the things that you kind of fear aren't negative, but that are present in your mind at that time.
So who do you think you are as a person?
When I describe myself as a person to other people, honestly, I start with telling them my name, but then I tell them my profession, like, oh, I'm a teacher. And sometimes I think about that after, and I reflect, and I think, like, well, I don't want people to remember me as just like what I do for a living. I honestly think I should describe myself as the character traits that make me who I am, the character traits that I'm proud of. Like, I would rather be remembered by someone who is kind and respectful and caring to other people, because that's what I would like to be remembered as. But yeah, it's oftentimes the first thing I say is my name and I'm a teacher.
It's always hard, right, to kind of describe yourself, but through the years, I guess also try to be kind to myself, because we all tend to also gravitate towards the negative, like, oh, I don't like this about myself. But I know that I'm a hard worker. I'm definitely an overachiever, and I'm caring, because I care about my students. I care about my family. So again, I try to focus on positives, and if something that I mean, I'm not blinded by, self-love or anything like that. I know that there's stuff that I can work on, so that's fine by me. But if there's something negative, I work on it.
Again, a difficult one. I feel like I'm rediscovering myself all the time. Right now as a person, I think I like to be easygoing, relaxed, and I like to work on getting to know people. Definitely the biggest motivation for me in my career is not the science so much, it's the who am I working with and how can I have that be part of my day and therefore maybe have an impact on their day.
After all this, I still felt that I didn't know who I was. All of those people I talked to had some sort of answer to that lifelong question, who are you? Yet I still didn't have one. It just felt like such a big question to answer right away. I always want to talk about favorite hobbies or favorite colors, but it just still didn't feel like the right answer. As a young adult, I'm always being asked similar questions to this. What do you want to be when you grow up? What do you want to do with your life? But maybe not having a great answer right now is the right answer. Life is about figuring out who you are, and I'm still doing that. So my answer to this giant question is those small things. It's the fact that my favorite color is green. It's the fact that I like to play Minecraft with my friends. It's watching movies and shows with my family. It's going to school and joining too many clubs. It's having a million hobbies because I can't just decide on one. It's all those little things that together answer this big question. It may not be the best answer right now, but I'll figure that out later down the road. Once again, I'm Kaylee Carrico, and this was my self-portrait.